Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, you know this does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up those football gods. Wake up here. And this is the last Hangover Monday for the Dallas Cowboys for the 2020 season. In fact, I'll go through and start a new playlist of Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys for 2021 because, well, let's face it, it's on to 2021 season. And there's no point in crying over spilled milk. But what we must do is we must autopsy the body, figure out what went right and what went wrong. And, we want to make sure that we don't make the same mistakes going forward. We have to start correcting these things. And the off season, or should I say the 2021 season, starts right now. There are decisions that need to be made this week. The exit interviews will start out this week, as in, final words to the players. Appreciate everything you've done for the team. You won't be coming back. Good luck wherever you're going. Get your stuff and get out. Hey, man, here's what we need you to do in the off season. We need you to work on blah, 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 blah. We'll see you guys in March for off season workouts. Coaches, dude, you suck. We're moving on. Feel free to take job offers from other places. That's what's going to happen this week. You're going to start taking the core group of guys that you want to keep and start letting them know we're keeping you. You're going to decide on what coaches, what system, what play schemes you're going to be running, types of defenses. And you have to decide who's going to lead this. Mike Nolan, decision will be made, I'm sure, this week on his future because you need to start planning on the types of players that are going to fit your system. And of course, you got decisions you got to start making financially on who's going to be here and who's not going to be here. Now, right now, Mike McCarthy will be our coach next year. That much I can pretty much guarantee you. I can't guarantee that Mike Nolan will. But we have to look through and understand that 2020 was just a rough year, having not enough time to instill what you may have wanted, what you to do, to get the players that you wanted. You have to take that into consideration. But one of the things that you got to look at this morning is decisions that were made during the game. And Mike McCarthy is getting lambasted today because of two calls out there that people will say lost the game and lost your chance for playoffs. Well, I dare say that our chances for playoffs were slim and none. Let's be real here. The Eagles had no desire whatsoever to try and win that game. They looked at it, do we want the 9th pick or the 6th pick? This season is atrocious. We're going to be in the basement either way. We might as well plan for next year. And they did that by literally sitting 10 players on the roster. Well, I'll say 9 players and Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, who has asked for a trade because, as he put it, there's irreconcilable differences between him and Doug Peterson, and that's probably a better thing to do. But for the Eagles, I can't believe that in prime time, with playoffs on the line, that we literally watched a team tank before our eyes. There was no doubt about it. They tanked. And they didn't give a rat's ass who knew about it. The fact that they were down there in the red zone after Hurts missed that touchdown pass that would have taken the lead, they had the opportunity to tie the score and instead went for it in 4th and goal from the 8? Proceeded not to make it, leave Washington with the lead, and then from that point forward, you brought in Nate Suckfail, how about that? Who turned the ball over 2 or 3 times in the game. That clearly was a tank job. It didn't matter if we beat the Giants 50-0. Didn't matter. If anything, it would have made it so we would have picked later. Right now as it is, we've got the 10th pick. The Giants are right behind us with the 11th pick. The reality is, it didn't matter. It wasn't going to make us go to the playoffs. But we still must deal with it. The question about call was a catch that made it a 50-yard field goal, and it looked like it was a trap ball. Now, I'm going to kind of give Mike McCarthy maybe a little bit of a pass here because we had 3 assistant coaches that couldn't go because of COVID protocol. That might have been 3 more sets of eyes that would have been up in the booth that could have gone down and said, you need to challenge this. Being shorthanded with all the things that are going on. And Mike McCarthy said, hey, listen, it was a tight game. We wanted to make sure we had our timeouts. It was too close to look at in real time to see it. And basically they missed it. Okay. I can give you that one. It's easy for us to look at the call sitting at home when they're looking at it from every angle and slowing. It's easy for us. In real time, it's hard to tell. You're on the sidelines of there. You're not in Dallas where you got the Jumbotron there. You're in New York in MetLife where they got the smaller boards that are way, way up there. I know. I've been there. It's cold. Swirling winds. It's not the same as being in Dallas. I'm still kind of miffed about that whole fumble in there where my man sat on the football. I don't think that was recovery. I'm sorry. That's the first time I've ever seen that. But, that was out of Mike McCarthy's control on that one. But the other one that really didn't make sense was when you scored the touchdown and it was 20-15 and you kicked the extra point. That really means nothing. It means nothing because it's a 4-point game. If you get the 2, then now it's just a field goal to tie it. If you don't make it, you're in the same spot that you were without the extra point. The analytics tell you go for 2. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You go for 2 in that situation. And we kick the extra points. Now, here's the thing that I got a question with, because a year ago, when we finally let go of Jason Garrett, after him coming to work and doing the exit interviews and everything else, and they had brought in Mike McCarthy for an interview, and we had literally Jason Garrett watch where the press was all outside watching Jason Garrett go into work, knowing that he was going to get fired at any moment. And you already had Mike McCarthy come in and stay at Jerry Jones's house. What we were sold on was analytics. That he had been in his man cave or basement or his garage or whatever it was, where he created this whole analytics crew that they analyzed the whole season's worth of plays and calls and everything else, and that they were going to be a team that featured analytics in everything that they did. They know the down and distance and the most likely call that would work. What happened to the analytics? Analytics tell you go for 2 if you're going to be down by 4 in a tight game late in it. Were we sold a bill of goods? Did he lie to us about the whole analytics, that we were going to be a well-coached team? I mean, remember, this is the same guy who, during training camp, when we were told that we were going to watch the blue and white scrimmage, that they made sure that nobody had a close-up. I mean, had a main view of any plays that are. We didn't put numbers on the players' back because we didn't want people to get any unfair advantage. Analytics probably told them that if people see you running plays in a scrimmage, that those players will be pirated off your team. So what happened to the analytics? And going forward, what are we going to do to alleviate these type of things that happen? I'm understanding how much time's in the game. understanding that it's more advantageous to get a 2-point conversion than a meaningless extra point. To understand that, hey, I need a person whose job is only to watch and tell me when I need to call and throw a challenge flag. You know, the Rams have a guy, his only job is to grab Sean McVay by the belt buckle and pull his ass back on the sideline. That's the only thing that they have. And the Jags just fired their coach, Doug Marrone, which is not a surprise. That just came across. But that's his only job. His only job is to keep Sean McVay's ass off the field. So how come we don't have a guy whose job is just to watch the calls on the field and say, throw the challenge? These are the kind of things that we have to figure out in the going forward, that we don't have situations where we question as fans on Monday why you made a boneheaded call. And that's it. There's going to be a lot of talk all week long, all off season long, on if Mike McCarthy is the guy. Now, the thing that at least we can look at is this, as opposed to our other teams. Congratulations to the Washington football team for winning the division. Best of luck to you against Tampa Bay in the first round of the playoffs, that you're going to be having a game right there at FedEx Field. You should be congratulated. You are the top dog of the garbage heap. But with that, you got the 19th pick. With that, you got the first place schedule. And with that, you need a quarterback. Giants, congratulations. You finally beat the Dallas Cowboys for the first time since you swept us in 2016. Second in the division. You got the 11th pick. But again, you're another team that, I got to say, needs a quarterback. You got to look at Barkley and wonder, is he a bust? Can't stay on the field. But you did it. You improved from last year. Eagles, bro, you guys, you got the 6th pick. You're going to end your quarterback controversy by trying to ship out Carson Wentz. I have to put out there that there still may be some questions about Hurts. Great runner. Still needs to work on the passing quite a bit. And you have to look at your team overall and say, we're screwed because we're so far over the salary cap. And then there's the Dallas Cowboys, which will get an influx of talent, just like everybody who's had a lot of players out. But I can say that we will have the best quarterback in the division if the Cowboys re-sign Dak Prescott. We will have the best wide receiver core in the division. And hopefully Zeke Elliott can take this time, get healthy, get past this 2020 curse, and get back to being a good running back again. He doesn't have to be great. He's just got to be really good. And at least we have the 3rd place schedule. And when you look at it, the worst games you're going to play are going to be Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Kansas City. Other than that, I think everybody else is below 500 currently. So you have an opportunity to make this year a lights-out, all-in year. We'll see what the Joneses dial up. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, now that the season's over, it's time to get back to work and back to reality. And I need to go get this job done. I will talk to you guys later.